And the last discussion is about sports and experimental marketing. And for this, let's invite the moderator and panelists onto the dais. As moderator, we have Mr. Sony V. Matthew. He's the Vice President and Head of Branding and Communications at ISAF Small Finance Bank. Let's invite Mr. Sony V. Matthew with a big round of applause onto the dais. With over 15 years of experience in marketing and communications, Mr. Matthew brings expertise in brand strategy, digital marketing, and social media, corporate communications, and PR. And now, let's invite the panelists onto the dais to join him. Akriti Tyagi, Director, Marketing, HarperCollins Publishers India. Mr. Kiran James, Chief Marketing Consultant, Muthoot Matthew Group. Mr. Kurian, Director, Marketing and Admin, Vigaland Homes. And Mr. R. Venkata Subramanian, COO, Havas Play, India. Yes, once again, welcoming you all onto the dais, and now the stage is yours. This is the final panel discussion of the day. Thank you.
This is the final panel discussion, and I think sportsman experiential marketing is a very interesting topic, especially for the sports aficionados. And Kiran James couldn't join us because of some illness, and I hope we will be having some good interactive session. So we have with us Mr. Venkat, Kurian, and Akriti. They were all introduced in the beginning, and my first question is to Venkat. Okay, this is related to sports, and when it comes to sports endorsements, brand endorsements, most of the topics are revolving around cricket and cricket's two superstars. My first question is, how non-cricketing brand ambassadors are faring now in the industry. Do you think that they are in for a long haul?
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. It's not like that. What you are saying, only cricketers are getting brand endorsement. It's changing now. Okay. For example, Neeraj Chopra or Sindhu, the recent Madhubaka. All three they got somewhere around 25 plus brands endorsement. Especially if you can see all the top brands. It's not the small brands from Visa, Coke, Thumbs Up, Samsung, Century, Mattresses, Eveready, Britannia. You name all the top brands. These guys are signed. Especially Neeraj Chopra, if you're talking about today, his demand is 4.5 crore, 4 to 4.5 crore, like cricketer. Okay, any cricketer also asking something, the brand endorsement for that level. PV Sindhu, she's right now into Manu Bhaker before Olympic, Kajaria, which was signed for 8 lakhs. Today she's like 1.25 crore to 1.5 crore. So the things are moving, things are changing right now. It's not these three athletes I'm talking about. If you can talk about Sumit Nagal, is a tennis player, right? Like Essex shoes, they have signed Sumit Nagal for their brand. Sunil Chetri, Skechers, they have signed Sunil Chetri as a footballer. They have signed on this. Plus, if you are talking about Bisleri, they start talking about Manpreet Singh. He's a hockey player, right? And Ashwin Ponnappa is a badminton player. Bisleri has signed on those brand endorsement. Plus, if you are talking about yes, bank, what they have done very interestingly, they have not signed only one player. They have signed 5 badminton players, right? From Chirag to Lakshya to Swati, Satak, and they have signed all the 5 badminton players they have signed. So now the things are changing. But anyway, the one thing is you can't compare with cricket. Cricket is, in India, cricket is religious, right? So you can't compare with cricket. But at the same time, non-athlete, athletes also started getting endorsement right now.
Great, Venkat. Some great concept we have heard. But my question is, could you please suggest one brand ambassador who has changed the fortunes of one particular brand, one non-cricketing brand ambassador who has changed the fortunes of a non-cricket
See,
of a brand?
I'll tell you. Possibly, I can take Century Mattresses. It's not a brand should have they have signed PV Sindhu. Okay, mattresses you buy once in 10 years, once in 15 years, right? When Century Mattresses signed PV Sindhu, after the campaign of 3 months time, the sales has gone up by 17%. Okay, see mattresses PV Sindhu, the sales has gone up by 17%. At the same time, Neeraj Chopra is a Limca. They have signed the sports drinks when they've signed. Like within 3 months, the sales have gone up by 15%. It's not only cricketer can do the magic, and non-cricket athletes also done this.
15% over a period of 1 year.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's very
So-
interesting to hear about the DBS idea
Yeah.
of onboarding 5 brand ambassadors together.
That's right.
But is it here for a long time? Because is it a long time strategy? Because as the players grow in kind of stature, they are likely to charge a hefty fee, right? So, will it
No,
be viable for the brand? Like,
see, when any brand to sign any brand ambassador, especially athletes, they'll have to sign for the longer period. Okay, there is no need. If they are signing for a 1 year, it won't work for the brand only. It's a waste of money for them. So when DBS signed these 5 badminton players, they signed for the longer period. That's the reason everyone remembers the brand recall, right? It's not all about putting a commercial. Okay, the way they amplified all the players, right? Whenever um, basically BWF, it's a badminton world federation. They organize a badminton tournament throughout the years. Okay, the players go and play everywhere. Whenever they are playing, they always celebrate the winning moments, and at the same time they put a communication also. They keep on putting it. That's the reason that all the 5 players, not a no short term period they signed a longer period. Not only for this brand, any brand wanted to sign any any athletes, they'll have to sign for the longer period. Yes, they'll have to take a risk. The performance varies because brand should understand. It's not that each and every player can keep on performing, right?
yeah, that's
So they'll have to understand. Yes, definitely they'll have to sign for the longer period to build the brand.
so long period means 3 to 5 years or
Minimum 3 to 5 years.
so when it comes to opportunities for women sports stars in sports stars in the brand ambassadorships field, then again the topic will revolve around cricket because nowadays Smriti Mandhana's name most often pops up. So I know that PV Sindhu and Saina Nehwal they were all in the reckoning few months back, but a few years back maybe, but they are a little bit off the sheen nowadays. And in the case of Manu Baker also comes with lot of popularity nowadays. But it's not sure whether what will happen to Manu Baker after a period of 1 or 2 years. Because take the case of Abhinav Bindra. Abhinav Bindra was the first Olympic gold medalist for India, but still we haven't seen him in any advertisements, even if he has made history by winning the first gold medal. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I agree with you. The point is this: in India, each and every brand, what they expecting? They are expecting each and every athlete should be visible throughout the year. Okay. If you want throughout the year athlete visibility, it means cricket is the only sports it's available, right? From WPL to bilateral series to World Cups to keep on happening for men's cricket and women's cricket, right? So that's the reason brands wanted visibility, right? That the other thing is what you rightly mentioned on the badminton, which is BWF happens throughout the year. So the badminton player is also getting attractive on this, right? Uh, Neeraj Chopra is a impact player. I can name as an impact player because what he has done, he has created a history to get a Olympics gold medal. This time also, before he getting into Olympic, everyone knows he's definitely going to get a medal. He has done it also. So he is the impact athlete. So that's the reason he got lot of brand association.
So what is the role of personal branding in this? Because you agreed that most of these players are not coming into the limelight because of lack of personal branding maybe. Okay, well, when picking a brand ambassador, what should be the one single criteria? Whether it should be like the brand ambassador should gel with the values of the brand, or the segment in which the brand operates, or whether the brand ambassador should be popular enough to trigger a brand recall. What would be the most important thing?
So my opinion on this is brand ambassador should gel with the brand proposition. Then only it will work. Otherwise, everyone can't be Virat Kohli or Dhoni or Rohit Sharma because they don't require any brand proposition. They are wall. If any brand wanted to get into any brand ambassador, and I believe they'll have to gel with the proposition. For example, I can give an example. Uh, I don't know. Just I'm giving an example how we should think on this. It's not exactly they are doing it or something. Swiggy Instamart, they are talking about speed delivery. So they should possibly can get Bhuvneshwar Kumar. He's not a very star, but he delivers, right? He delivers fast delivery. Bumrah, possibly those fast bowlers, Shami, for example, those fast bowlers should can associate with Instamart because the brand proposition it. So those fast bowler can associate, for example. If you can say, just give you another example to you on TVS Zero Grape, they are talking about tame the tone. That's a communication they are talking about. It's all about turn the ball. Okay, possibly Kuldeep is not a star in terms of brand ambassador. I'm saying not in terms of performance. Ravinder Jadeja or Ashwin, they are all turn the ball, right? So those brand definitely should associate with those kind of bowlers. So definitely when you are communicating, okay, when Swiggy Instamart is talking about fastest delivery, when they are saying Bumrah or Shami or Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the brand proposition definitely should match. So what I'm saying, we should have gel with the brand ambassador. So not everyone is not like Virat Kohli or Dhoni.
Okay, great views, Venkat. My next question is to Akriti. Akriti, the book written by Sachin Tendulkar, Playing It My Way, has sold almost 1 lakh copies in 1 week, and it has registered its own records in its own terms. Okay, so but when it comes to the books of Mary Kom or Sania Mirza, like Unbreakable or Ace Against Odds by Sania Mirza, what is the status of their efforts? Could you please elaborate on that? Whether the gap that we mentioned between cricket stars and others are still relevant in books also. What do you?
Yes, unfortunately, it's there. But what I think I'm proud to say or I'm proud to see is that it's narrowing. When we talk about sports books, it's inevitable that books on cricket and somebody of such in stature will have books that sell in lakhs, continue to be on the bestseller charts, continue to have resonance across audiences, continue to have fans, much after he's retired to, still revere him in the way that he is. As Venkat obviously correctly said, cricket is a national obsession. It is next to religion for Indians. But what also needs to be recorded or, for us to take cognizance of is that Unbreakable by Mary Kom, Ace Against Odds by Sania Mirza, we see a growing interest. We see a growing interest in alternate sports, which can be badminton, tennis, wrestling. We also see a lot of waking up to the fact that there are these female athletes who are doing phenomenally well, and I think I put it down to a few pointers that are helping with it. First, obviously, is the rise of the female athlete. So your likes of Manu Bhakar, PV Sindhu, Sania Mirza, Mary Kom, Vinesh Fogart, they've all excelled in their sports. The fact that they also have broken societal norms to get where they are, to the fact that they've had to have, a more arduous journey than your normal cricket fan. I'm not saying that cricketers don't have it tough. I'm just saying for them the road map, as it were, is slightly more tougher and more harder. There's also a shift in consumer interest. People are looking for other sports. The expansion of perspective, as it were, is growing. People are looking for alternative sports as mediums of interest. They're also looking somewhere, waking up to the fact that um, there is this whole other segment that's working really hard. There's also a rise of alternate leagues. So you have your Pro Kabaddi, your Indian Super League, you have your badminton leagues. They're all augmenting the fact that there is a rise, in alternate sports.
So that will be reflected in the books as well.
Exactly. So for us as publishers, I think what's happening is that we've obviously seen the gap in the market, as it were. We're jumping on the trends. We're jumping on the fact that we can uh, put the voice and the player and their story across to the readers who are now waking up and are accepting.
Okay. I think good views, Agarthi. I think a lot of youngsters are there in the audience. For their benefit, could you please suggest one single sports book that inspired generations of young athletes?
See, that as a publisher is going to be very tough for me to do. Um, there are multiple. It's essentially it's waking up to the fact that over the centuries, over the years, we've been publishing lots and lots of books that are not cricket focused. But if you were to ask me my personal favorite, I can still answer that question.
Yeah.
And possibly
It
that will
need
be
not be cricket focused. Yeah.
yes, and it isn't. It'll actually be Andre Agassi's Open,
Okay.
which HarperCollins had published many years ago. Why that resonates with me, and I would assume with readers alike, would be that it has universality of struggle.
Okay.
It talks about perseverance in the face of adversity, how he's had to, overcome injuries, being dropped out of tournaments, not getting selected. It also has, you know, lots of conversations about mental toughness and resilience. It has conversations and stories of beyond the court. It is relatable. It is raw. It has topics about what you are and what drives you. It also unflinchingly is an honest account of his life, and it also talks about him post retirement and his philanthropic activities that he indulges in. So it's like a wholesome read for somebody who genuinely loves sports and who actually, off the court still continues to inspire
And
generations.
he married another superstar from.
Of course. That goes without
that
saying.
also-
Steffi Graf
yeah.
is
Okay.
lovely.
So my next question is, CSR is now getting more relevant in the corporate circles, and there is opportunity for social impact ambassador as because women issues is rising up.
Yeah.
And yeah, woman can be a social impact ambassador, but most brands are. I think I don't think any brands are looking into it. Actually, a consortium of brands or something can come forward and take up these kind of issues by onboarding a woman ambassador. What do you think?
See, there's again, unfortunately, it's that two-pronged, double-edged sword of sorts. There is an opportunity for brands to leverage female athletes. Unfortunately, there is commercial mindset also. Brands often prioritize athletes who offer mass appeal, and that unfortunately, by default, sort of goes to cricketers. Um, we do have female athletes who can be, unfortunately, brands oftentimes do not want to gamble upon, but are absolute perfect in that sense to be the voice of resilience, the voice of hardship, the voice of overcoming all of those, and actually becoming something and the star part that they bring with them now. Manu Bhakkar, as Venkat, rightly said, was charging 8 lakh rupees and has, within the span of that 15 days, has jumped to a 1.45 crore deal. There's also undervalued potential here. We need to prioritize athletes who offer more than just what's visible. There has to be authenticity, there has to be credibility, exactly the cornerstone of any CSR initiative.
What could be the one thing that that extra that female ambassadors can bring in other than star power?
Exactly this. So I will give you examples actually. On a global front, the most basic and the easiest example actually would be that of Serena Williams, who is a very outspoken, you know, advice, who basically supports racial justice, body positivity, and with brands like Nike and Gatorade that she's actually collaborated in the past, she's leveraged those platforms to, propagate these issues. Mary Com, you mentioned, it comes from a very humble rural background,
that's true.
and she continues to teach and promote education and sports on a rural platform for girls still in her area. Brands could collaborate and look for those opportunities to bring a voice to these unsung heroes in a way. Sania Mirza did collaborate with Coca-Cola and Adidas, and she did talk about standing up against societal norms. There are many, many examples, unfortunately not as viral as we'd like to them. For
But
them to
when
be.
we talk about social impact ambassadors, do you think that an woman ambassador onboarded by a brand or a consortium of brands can change the situation or better the
100%.
situation
100%.
of women in India?
100%.
It can happen. That's
Of
what you
course.
believe in. Okay.
We just need to have an open mind.
Okay. Great. My next question is to Kurian.
Thank you all.
Kurian comes from a real estate background. So my question is, even after retirement, cricket players command a hefty fee, and we have seen Sachin Tendulkar was a brand ambassador for a real estate brand in Kerala years back. Even after his retirement, he has retired almost a decade back. Even MS Dhoni, even after 2 or 3 years of retirement, he's still going strong in the brand endorsement space. What do you think about the future of players like Srijesh, the hockey superstar from Kerala? Will he be able to do that for a long time?
See, like Venkat and Akriti told, cricket is a religion in India. So nothing to cover up, that domain wherein the superstars comes up and they dominate the scenario of the socially influencing, becoming the social influencing celebrities. Whereas if you take any country in the world, there are worshipping sports. If you take Latin America, you can see football is a religion. It's not cricket. Where if go to Japan and all that, it's a different other sports, right? So Sachin has become something like more than an iconic figure. He has grown more than the sports among the Indians in our country, and that has been well accepted. And post retirement, he has got involved in a lot of activities, making himself live into the media, becoming, doing a lot of charity, social charity works, involving into the a lot of actions, taking a lot of initiatives for the upliftment of the societies. So when you compare with the domain of Srijesh, where in hockey, which is recently, he got accepted because of the Olympics and all that, he has got accepted, and especially he's from Kerala. Many of the Malus knows him, but the way if he want to reach to the level of Sachin, he may have to do a lot of hard works, getting into the mentorship roles.
After retirement, the hard
Yeah,
work.
post retirement, he may have to do a lot of activities. Of course, we have got huge respect to him,
Yeah,
but to the
that's
level
true.
of Sachin, you can't expect him to grow. Not only Srijesh, even in the cricket itself.
Yeah,
Uh,
understand.
I can see Dhoni Dravid recently signed up with Salesforce.com, which is a totally different domain. Which Venkat told, no, every brand and the product which need to be connected to the person who's endorsing it. So that creates a big value for
Uh,
that.
that's really good, Kurian. It shows that government has a role to play. In
Yes,
order to
yes.
strengthen
In
the sports like
India, because
hockey.
recently I was talking to one doctor, so he was talking about, we launched Chitlapalli Square in Cochin recently. Our chairman, Coach Joseph Chitlapalli sir, he wanted to encourage wellness among the society. So with that kind of an idea, he launched 150 crores invested Chitlapalli Square. What happened is, one doctor happened to discuss in dialogue with us, and he was telling in India, people see sports as not as a they treat it in a different. The priority is to the academics. Where in Europe and other countries, people treat sports as one of the most hello, yeah, one of the most important thing there in their life. In Australia, if the child is when the child reaches at 8th standard, and if they don't qualify the swimming, they can't go to the next level. So that's the kind of importance that other countries give
Yes,
to the public that has not till developed in our countries. That also plays a big role. What it tells.
great insights, Kurian. So now let's move to experiential marketing for some time, because you are from a real estate background, and so you may be able to answer it better. Okay, when it comes to experiential marketing, what comes first? Whether it is high quality service, or customized products, or just discounts. What matters more in experiential marketing?
See, experiential marketing, its importance is increasing in today's world very much, because it's we all are living in a digital world, right? And many people, my friends who are sitting here from the print media and all that, they always, when they come and talk to me, they tell the digital campaign, the social media is coming up, so the print advertisements are getting affected. So the role of experiential marketing comes there. See, we all want to survive in the industry. the experiential marketing plays a big role. The connect with the human connect is getting lost in this digital world. So, rightly what you said when I talk about experiential marketing, where you're trying to give experience to the customers. That's what the main objective of that, kind of campaign, right?
Initiate, yeah.
So, where you're planning to give an experiential marketing, the priority is definitely for the
Service.
quality of the product and the service.
Service.
Then comes the next thing.
Discounts.
Discounts is last. The service, kind of things. Then the discount is the last. You can take a ratio of 50 percentage to the quality of the products, where the customer can experience the quality of the product. 30% maybe for the service what you want to deliver. 20% the last element can be provided for the discounts, because discounts you have to play without affecting your brand. So that's the thing.
I understand. While planning for experiential marketing, what should be considered more? Is it an ROI kind of stuff, or is it there for the long time? How do you view things?
See, while considering it is in experiential marketing, ROIs comes definitely important factor. But if you're too much focused into the ROI, then that's not the purpose is not met there. It's about the long term. Like the term itself is experiential marketing. You are trying to give experience to the customer by showcasing your product superiority and giving some kind of experience which the customer can carry forward in their home or back and recollect your brand and then come back to your brand and invest in that. Uh, a person representing the real estate industry, this plays a big role because we give very much importance to the experiential marketing because it's high value ticket items. Wherein it's not like a car a customer is buying.
Yeah.
Car you can change in every 3 years. Where investing in home, it's a lifetime savings, and the customer gives too much value for it. So we give very much importance to the experiential marketing, wherein customer comes and feels the product, and they build trust from our interactions. We evaluate it, and if I look into the ROI and stringent into the things what I have to do, and some hanky panky things that my purpose will not meet there. So the answer is there itself. You need to play long term. You should have a long term goal where you should try to give the experience a proper kind of the brand requirement things to be placed. That way.
Oh, understand. Okay. How do you measure the audience engagement? Is it only through the social media when it comes to experiential marketing? How do you measure the
No,
engagement?
no, it's not like that. It's social media have generated a lot of tools, for assessment. But in experiential marketing, very well you can assess the thing. For example, we happened to participate recently. The main sponsor, the Hindus, property expo, which they organized, where they did it very well. That's what the other brands also should learn from them. For example, I'm quoting here because they did a big, good, back end work of connecting to the customers. Where in Lulu they organized, for the property builders, a customer interaction platform, and we placed our products and put up our stalls and everything. The kind of customers who visited in that platform were really good. Since it was Lulu, we all thought, there are a lot of floating populations. You know very well, every day lakhs of people are visiting Lulu. So we were in a little bit of apprehension that it won't work. We'll have to face a lot of hanky panky customers who just drop in and just do the window shoppings and all that. So what we happen to see that since they did the good back work, we got good quality customer leads, and we strike the sales also of 1.5 crores apartment. We were able to close from there. Our interaction with the customers were so good, and it gives a scenario how an experiential marketing plays. You need to put it across where you can make it up in a good way.
Great, Kurian. Okay. Recently, PVR, in association with Zomato, has revolutionized the experiential marketing space in places like Gurgaon. Akriti might be knowing, she's from Delhi. So, they allow food delivery in theater halls. that is what Somata and PVR came into an agreement. There is an opportunity for real estate also to come up with such innovations. Can you specify some innovations in the real estate space?
Definitely, it's a brand win-win situation where PVR and Zomato is both of them trying to influence customers. Like in real estate, also we are using VR technology. We are trying to give if the open land is or the construction is not made, then customer wanted to see from the seventh floor what is the view. That is possible today. So we are giving that kind of an opportunity for the customer through the technological support, mass emailing, connecting through them the digital contacts and all that. So there are a lot of avenues where the same way we can play in real estate also, where you can influence the customers.
So it means that data and analytics has played a big part in improving the conversion rates
Yes.
and the quality of leads.
Yes.
Okay, so how much percentage it might have increased the efficiency of leads or the conversion?
See, the more you are getting into the data, the more in-depth, micro level you are getting into the customers, your striking ratio of business is very going to be very high. In our case, it has increased to the 75% to 80 percentage of right striking ratio, where our sales are jumped up 3 or 4 folds compared to the last 3 4 years by the adaptation of, and every year we are improving. We are trying to micro drilling our data and trying to reach to the right targets with the right spend. So the right way of data analysis helps you to spend on the right way, and your
So
budgeting also can
compared
be
to
flexible.
earlier, so the conversion rate has almost doubled. Or?
Yes.
Okay, so some brands are actually trying to democratize experiential marketing by organizing live shows and and through sampling. Will that be viable in the long run for the brands?
Definitely, because sampling and data analysis will definitely help, because that gives an insight for you to plan your future and understand your customers swing and taste towards your brand. So that helps.
So Venkat, my next question is to you. Please allow me to ask this question because Red Bull and Nike. These are some international brands, and Red Bull always go after adventurous advertisements, and Nike always stand for a cause which is not at all conservative in nature. But when it comes to Indian brands, most of the Indian brands are very much conservative in nature. When they want to say something, they don't prefer to. They will always say in a very simple manner, or something which is not at all affecting the emotions of the government or anybody who is in the role. So what is your take on that? Is it because of the cultural influence, or what could be the reason?
The reason is same what you rightly said. They don't want to take a communicate. They want to not take any stand and communicate in India. But at the same time, right now, some brands, what they are doing, they are taking responsibility of the sports. For example, Orissa government, what they have done, they have taken a responsibility of hockey. Today, they are associated with the hockey like past 5 6 years. Now we can see how India is performing on hockey. Bridgestone, I remember, they have taken a responsibility of right now on the wrestlers, basically. They have done a tie-up with JSW, so they are doing, session with them to, giving full support to those guys to make the sport well. So now India, they are all doing something like this. Now the brand, what they like to do, they like to take a responsibility of the sports, because what you rightly said, in globally, Red Bull and all taking, stand on doing and says and all, but India, they are right now, they are not taking stand, but they have to take this and make this happen.
Let's hope that will happen in India soon.
Yeah.
So another thing is that in the NBFC space, we have seen NBFCs associating with IPL, a premium property like IPL in cricket, and they onboard ambassadors from the film field. It means integration of sports and entertainment. Is that the right way to go? Because sports personalities more relate with the common man, right? NBFC's customer audience would be the common man. The sports personalities more relate to the common man because they stand for commitment, discipline, and all. But film stars always have that larger than life kind of. They become superstars because of the larger than life characters. And is that the right way to go? Even though integration is there.
So, see, we need to see the objective of the campaign. Okay, their objective is to reach more people. They have used IPL as a platform. So it's not necessary they need to use sports ambassador to put it in IPL, right? The objective is very what they want to do. So Geo Cinema, they got 12 languages, right? So Geo Cinema has reached corner to corner, today in India, and Star Sports also got a lot of regional language feeds also there. But NBFC's objective is to reach people. It's not they wanted to associate with cricket, not like Dreams 11. Dreams 11 is contextually they love to create a cricketer's commercial because it's all about playing game, right? NBFC is not required to do a cricketer ambassador. What is brand ambassador role? They have to shape up the brand identity and recall of the brand.
I agree with your point, but whether you can create an emotional connect if the person who comes as a brand ambassador has a larger than life figure or larger than life kind of trait,
But IPL is all about what? IPL is all about cricket and entertainment, right? So it will work there. This emotional connectivity.
Okay, one last. Shankar already warned us twice. One last question. See, when it comes to ambassadorship, there are a lot of discussions are now going on related to whether ambassadors should be accountable for the mistakes of the brand. What's your take on that?
I don't think so. I agree because brand ambassadors they're all not responsible for the brand's problem, right? They have to see the law and all. How can they put a blame on the brand ambassador? They're all their duty to come and communicate what they want.
They need to study the brand better, right? What the brand do, whether they are doing it the right. They should also have some kind of audit.
No, they do. They do. It's not that any brand ambassador, they don't take any brand as it is. Okay, they do a lot of study on this, what the brand has done, everything. But at the same time, it's like after doing all the commercial communication would happen, they started creating an issue. It's not the problem of the brand ambassador. It's a company problem. Company should have all the law in place.
Thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, Shankar, thanks a lot for helping us involve in this. Thanks a lot. Okay, for your support.
Yes, I thank you, and I request you to be on the stage. And now I invite Ms. Pooja Srivastava from Chrome to please come onto the stage to give away mementos to the team.